Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Loudmouth, your boy Tim, the liberal loudmouth.
And you all know that anywhere Tim's at, you're gonna have the real Ron. Sorry about yesterday. Shit happens. That some people were like, why aren't y'all going live? Because we got lives, people. Shit happens.
We
Okay.
do, and we don't get paid to do this, so
Right.
we do
Yeah.
this all for free.
If you want to pay us or sleep with us, you can tell us when to come on.
Yeah. Well, you're about to talk to my wife first about the second part.
Yeah, well, you don't even have to talk to my wife. She'd be like, yeah, I don't care what gender you are, just sleep with him.
Or what gender you identify as. Apparently now, bot is a gender.
Oh my!
It's something that they can identify. I identify as a bot. Well, that sounds about right because every time you post, you sound like a dumbass. I tell you what, Ron, it was crazy. Thanksgiving, like right on Thanksgiving, really is when it really started. Because Vice did that article. You read that article, right? What'd you think of the article?
I thought it was spun just as far left as OCPA spun it far right.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Anyway, so that article brought all the cockroaches out. It was like somebody, fucking turned the lights off and they're like, ooh, we can go around here and act all crazy like we're supposed to.
I will say that I'm glad that y'all caught most of the flack, whereas I usually catch most of it. But
yeah,
Moms for Liberty, Tulsa Parents Voice, and Tim Riley were like catching Canadian and British bullshit all day long.
Yeah, it's crazy. And what is funny to me is that they keep calling me a Christo-fascist or just a Christian zealot or religious nut job.
No, what did they call you earlier that I made fun of you for? A male Christian. No, it was a white male Christian.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you be wrong like so many times in one sentence and not even realize it?
Exactly.
That's crazy to me. Of course, somebody called me a cis white Christian male, and I'm like, I'm not cis.
Hang on, I gotta go lock my studio door. My kids are acting a fool.
Lock that shit. Anyway, so I tell them, this is to the audience, I'm not white, I'm not cis, and I'm not religious. And they're oh, you said here on this other post. This dude goes back like 2 years, a post I'd made like 2 years previous, saying that I was cis male or whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I'm the one.
Sorry about that.
I said, I'm the one that gets to identify myself, whether I'm cis or not. Isn't that the rule where you just, nobody can ever question whether you are a gender or not? Isn't that what they say, Ron?
It is, but what is a cis? What does cis mean? That's us, right? We're cis.
Right. Cis would be you identifying as your birth gender.
Correct.
But somebody saying you're cis, and if I say, no, I'm not, and then those people argue with me, it's like you're violating your own rules. You weren't supposed to question it. I'm gender fluid. I did a TikTok video and called myself Tammy. It just depends on the day. It depends on the day.
And I'll tell you this, and if you haven't, I don't do TikTok. Tim has a bunch of TikToks, but my favorite TikTok of Tim is the butt hurt.
The butt hurt. God, which one was that?
It was like, feel the butt hurt. Let the butt hurt flow through you.
Let the butt hurt flow through you. I do remember that.
That was
I think that was in response to somebody else.
It was in response to Stephanie Ingersoll's dumbass. And I said that, Stephanie. Sue me.
Yeah, she never did reach back out to me. We got things to do, people to talk to. Lots of things coming up. But before we get into all that,
yeah, come on now.
Cis is the liberal way of saying you are normal. I mean, yeah, basically. But it's weird though that all these people, I've probably had 30 or 40 people come and just talk shit or send me messages. I had somebody send me a message earlier just talking shit. I actually had somebody on Twitter reach out and send me a DM because she had posted like 3 times responding to me on Twitter, but then she had deleted it. And then I noticed she had sent me a message, and she's like, well, I was wrong based on, your ideology. Now I've learned, that I'm not a Christian, and I'm not, a conservative or whatever, which is what she was assuming I was. But then, of course, she still tells me I'm destroying my child's life.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Fucking weird, man. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. We got two people watching. We got Todd. Who else is in there? Who else is out there? I don't know. I'm just checking our stuff here. So how was your Thanksgiving? I never did touch base with you about Thanksgiving and how that went.
We had Thanksgiving here. I cooked a turkey. It was my first oven baked turkey. I've always smoked turkeys, but I cooked an oven baked turkey, and I kept injecting that sumbitch with butter, and it came out so nice. It was really great. We had a bunch of people over. It was great. Nobody fought. It was really good. I've been eating on leftovers for like 3 days. How was y'all's?
Yeah, it was great as always. We go out to Shakota, see her family. We only get to see them once a year, and it's always good. They live way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. Hell, we got that little bitty car. I was afraid we weren't even going to make it out there because there's no paved roads where they live. Yeah, it's way out in the middle of nowhere.
Where they live?
Out in Shakota.
Oh, yeah. I grew up 12 miles from there in Warner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's places to get lost down there. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're probably about 15 minutes outside of Shakota, just out in the middle of nowhere.
And if you don't know where Shakota is, that's where Carrie Underwood's from.
Yeah, it's south of Muskogee.
Yeah, and it's
quite a way south.
It's 12 miles west of Warner, which is the greatest town in Oklahoma.
We used to play.
Go
Warner.
Eagles!
I used to play Warner, I think, in football.
Yeah,
out of Westville.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We were the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah,
man, that's good times. That was a way to get release some aggression.
Well, that was back when shit was normal. I guess I don't know.
That was back when you could actually tackle a quarterback.
Yeah.
Remember those days? Wasn't that nice?
Yeah, you could hit somebody and not worry about them.
Right. There wasn't no targeting or anything like that.
Tim, why are you beating up on my boy Nathan Dahm?
Because he deserves it. Oh my God, Nathan.
Listen, dude, while y'all were celebrating Native American Casualty Day,
wow, that's good stuff.
Nathan Dahm was writing a Senate bill to make sure that every white American president proclamation on Thanksgiving was read in Oklahoma. Come on, Nathan. Come on, man.
In the schools. And, I don't even know what the content of this bill actually is because he never actually posted the bill, and I can't find it because I don't think it's been released in the committee yet. But what he did post was some just references to God and by the Almighty God and the, this and that. And I mean, it was, like a preamble to this thing, and it was just Jesus and God. And I'm like, man, you got to keep that stuff out of schools. It's supposed to be, it's a neutral ground, sir.
Let's talk about this for a second, because y'all know that I love Jesus. I drink and I cuss and I smoke a little bit, but I love Jesus. But I don't think that, and Jesus loves me, but I don't think that Jesus, God, Buddha, Allah, whoever belongs in public schools. I don't believe that. So in order to push that and make it a bill and a law in public schools, you're changing the whole shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, no, you're fine. You're breaking up there. I lost you a little bit. There, I can hear you. So apparently atheism is a religion, according to Nathan Dahm. I mean, I didn't know that, but that's interesting. Without believing in any God or multiple gods, that's a religion apparently. So I don't know. He's citing the Oklahoma Constitution says something, the Almighty God or whatever. But I had to give him a history lesson, Ron.
What'd you tell him?
A lot of people don't know this, but despite the fact that Jefferson and Madison and the rest of them were pretty religious themselves, though they referred to themselves as theists, not necessarily Christians, they thought that religion should not be in the government, period. I mean, the
you have to separate those two. You have to.
Yeah. As I believe as Jefferson put it, that the relationship between God and a man is in his conscience, and that's where it should stay.
Absolutely, I believe that.
Yeah, I mean that's a relationship that is between a person and that person's God and their congregation or what have you.
Now,
the government shouldn't be getting in the middle of that.
I don't want to discourage any Jehovah's Witnesses or anybody from coming to my house and trying to spread the good word. That's what you're supposed to do. Go on missionary trips, go spread the good word. Not in public schools, because that's not the purpose of public schools.
Right. Todd says, Jesus loves me, but everyone else thinks I'm an asshole.
I invented that club, Todd. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody's stealing my shit, Todd.
What was that quote you made the other day? Benefits of being my friend. Is that
oh yeah,
or the cons of being
the pros and cons of being the cons of being my friend is I'm an asshole. The pros of being my friend is I'm your asshole.
That's right.
If y'all know me, y'all know that's true.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. I think even my lawyer saw that.
Let's not talk about. Let's.
Well, she's still technically the lawyer of record.
Let's be positive on this one, Tim. I mean, it's the holidays, and let's not talk about teeth, and let's just move forward, okay?
Have you signed up to speak at the Owasso School Board meeting yet?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. All right, what are you going to speak on?
I told them the Bill of Rights.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot we were going to do that. Damn it! What did I say? Now I feel like a loser. I said, I'd like to be placed on the 12-12-22 agenda to speak about parent and paneled committees. I wanted to rag on them a bit about
that's a good one.
Parent and paneled committees, because let's face it, that's some bullshit.
It's not parent and paneled committees. It's
employee
and panel committees.
Right. Yeah, and the fact that it just irritates me because I know that they will never put me on there because I don't if I like you call balls and strikes, if it's something I don't like it. And I'll say
I don't think that you'll ever be on there because they just for some reason they fucking hate you, but
they do.
They won't. I don't even want to be on there because I don't like to do shit. I just like to stir shit up, and people are like, "You're just a pot stirrer." Yeah, I'm fucking am. That's what I do. I bring people together. I get them together to have the tough conversations. That's what I do. But I don't want to do shit.
And then you rile them up, Ron.
I just rile them up. Yeah,
you get them ready to go do stuff. That's what we got to do.
Are you going with me on we got that on the 12th. Are you going with me to Bigsby on the 8th?
Yes. What is the sign-up process for that?
Bigsby doesn't have a week in advance. You can talk about whatever you want to as long as you show up 15 minutes in advance and write it down.
Okay. See, and that's the way it should be.
It should be like that.
That's the way it should be. And the board shouldn't be allowed to talk about it because it's not on the agenda, technically speaking.
Now, I will say this, Bigsby School Board, and I've done some research on this, Bigsby School Board is kind of like TPS. You're not, they have a policy that says you're not allowed to disparage board members.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think they all do. I know Owasso has where you can't, talk about employees or specific people, like in terms of staff members or whatever, because there's a grievance process. If you have a complaint about an employee or whatever, you have to go through the process.
I say horseshit on that, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, that cut me off.
There's rules, there's policies, there's laws. You have to abide by them. Unless you're Stephanie Ruttman, then you don't. But
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, Stephanie. I'm sorry. You're really nice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, let them have it, man. Let them have it.
We have been so nice and cooperative over the last 3 years talking to these board members, not even just Owasso. I know that you've been out and you spoke to different factions and GOP members and this and that, but nobody from your side, and I say your side of the fence, the leftist liberals have offered to bring you out to speak, but they watch our shit. I know they do. I know that they watch our shit.
Yeah, I actually got I got a message from Diary of a Blue Dot.
Oh, Blue
I'll
Dot.
probably hear about the fact that I've said her name, but she messaged me talking about, I heard you was talking about me in a not so positive light. And I'll be honest, I know we'd brought her up again, but I don't remember what the hell I said. Do you remember what I said?
No, what were we talking about her for?
I don't know. I think it was just in passing, which tells me somebody, one of her people, have watched the entire thing, because we didn't go into her at length. I mean, she wasn't in the title as far as I know.
No, we haven't talked about her in length. I talked to her about her when Unwokable was trying to say she was trying to assassinate people and shit, but that's it. And I don't talk about people that censor me. I don't talk about people that block me. She came at me first, and I went back at her, and I tried to reach out to her, and whatever. I guess my ego says I'm outgrowing her.
Maybe. I mean, I guess we'll see. I know we've got national attention here, which is weird. Hell, my mailman knows who I am.
Ron. I know. Tell that story.
What the fuck, man? I get it. So Maria officially withdrew as my lawyer to the court, and
oh God, we got to do this. Tell the story first, and then pull it up.
So I get the certified mail, and my daughter's like, "Yeah, he's here. You got to sign something." So I go sign it. He's like, "Aren't you the guy that's all over the news?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, yes, that's me. Let's see. Riley Flack says, this factually dismantles your idea that America is not based on faith in Christianity in particular. It isn't. You link to a Facebook post. I can't even click on it where I'm looking at this. So it wasn't. And in fact,
let me take this. Let me take this.
Go for it.
America was founded, and this is just me, but America was founded because people were religiously persecuted in England for believing a different way. Yeah. So they came over here and decided to form a new America.
A place where they could practice
whatever it is that they wanted. And that is America. Christianity, to me, is not the basis of America. The basis of America is being able to religiously love whatever you want to love, whether it's atheism, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Buddhism, it's everything. I know that we have the words Almighty God and all that kind of stuff in our Constitution. I appreciate that. I stand and I say under God in the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance. But if you say you can't separate those and be your America, then I don't think that is what America stands for. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an asshole.
No,
I don't know.
No, Riley is incorrect. There was this thing called the statute, religious freedom statutes.
I love you too, Riley, but yeah.
Commonwealth of Virginia. And this was actually the basis for the First Amendment. And it was written by Thomas Jefferson. And it very clearly states that the government should not be there to respect religion. And what they were trying to do was tax people and give it to a church. And he said, no, you can't do that. So he went in there and he wrote that and they passed it. And that was one of the main parts of why they put in the First Amendment.
Where is Dana? Dana usually has good stuff to
Yeah, I mean, I was just reading about it today. There are quotes. You can look up quotes. I mean, written letters at length. The Federalist Papers. You can go read those. I mean, they talk about the need to remove them, and in fact, Jefferson was even critical of religious people, not necessarily people themselves, but the institutions of religion, and
I
having
don't have a
control and
problem.
power.
If you want to be a Christian and go out and convert Christian or people to Christianity, that's wonderful. If you want to do it with Buddha, that's to me is what America stands for.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. I seen a post the other day. Somebody was complaining about Muslims saying that they wanted to, you know, convert people over to Islam, and they were like, "See, they're trying to change us all," and I'm like, "Isn't that what you guys do, Christians?"
Well, but Tim, I mean, here's the thing with that.
No, it's the same shit.
It's the same shit, but here's the thing with that. Muslims, and maybe it's a brainwash, indoctrination, or whatever, but like the whole jihad, they want to kill everybody here, right?
No,
Muslims.
no,
Yeah, basically they do. Yeah.
no.
That's what George Bush said.
You know, people are probably going to hate me for this, but Muslims and hear me out. Muslims and Christians worship the same fucking God, and they don't even realize it. They're both worshiping the same God. Did you know that Jesus is in the Quran?
No, I didn't.
Jesus is in the Quran. It is the same story told from the perspective of people from a different place. That's it. It's the same general concepts. It's the same version or fundamentals of morality. And there are shitty parts in the Quran, just like there are in the Bible, right?
You know why?
Because people were shitty.
Because humans wrote the shit.
Right. And, you know, I do find it odd because a lot of people point to various.
Todd got you on that one.
But Muhammad is not in the Bible. Well, here's the thing. In the Quran, Muhammad was a mortal. He was not some grand person in the Bible. Jesus
was he in the Bible, though?
I meant the Quran.
Oh.
I don't know if he was or not. But that you think of who would be the other person? Probably Moses wouldn't be a good comparison. You know, look at one of the other prophets from the Bible. It's the same difference. So Muhammad actually is mentioned, I believe, less in the Quran than Jesus is.
Here's my thing: people get so upset. My family, both of my grandfathers were Baptist preachers. But they get so upset when you challenge their beliefs. I'm not challenging anybody's beliefs except in public schools. And I'll say that if you want to live next to me and fly a Muslim, any flag except the Korean flag, North Korean flag, you can fly it. But you're not going to fly a North Korean flag next to me. We're going to have some words. But you can practice whatever religion you want to practice because you're an American. And that's the whole point. Religious freedom of why I think that our country even exists today.
Yeah. Well, back to the original point. So if you look Jesus up in the Quran, he was referred to as the Messiah, born of a virgin, surrounded by disciples, accompanied by, you know, angels, and he was rejected by the Jews. And the difference,
I can't do it. I can't.
The difference being that in the Quran, Jesus didn't die on the cross; he was saved by God. So I mean, right? The story, it's just they're telling the same story about the same people from two different perspectives. So you know, Muslims and Christians getting on each other is, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me. Tomato.
I've never read the Quran. I'll just take your word for it. I've never read the Bible like straight through,
but yes, he was elevated. He was elevated, you know, to some strange, I don't know, I don't even know what you'd call it, but Jesus was one of the main characters in the Quran.
I mean, Fauci was elevated. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it's but the teachings of the Quran aren't what people believe them to be. I mean, have you ever heard somebody say, well, that's the Old Testament, though? You ever heard anybody say that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the same thing with the Quran. It has its version that people don't like to look at because it puts everything in a negative light. But anyway, but no, I agree with what you had said earlier that it doesn't even matter, whether this is true or that is true. The point being that the government shouldn't be meddling in that. That's,
no, that's people's business.
Right. And that was the whole point of getting away and having freedom, is being able to say, I can believe how I want, where I want. And the government doesn't get to say no, or, say, well, that's the wrong one. You don't get to be mistreated because you are or are not a Christian.
No, and that goes back to individual liberties. I don't care if you worship a couch in your living room. That's your business.
The spaghetti monster. Did you ever hear about that? Somebody came up with the spaghetti monster or whatever, and he had a colander hat that he had taken the picture of his driver's license with or something.
I mean, there is some weird shit out there. I will agree. And I can't say that I don't want to discount any of it, because I might die and end up in front of a spaghetti monster. I just don't think that's going to happen, though.
Well, of course, that I think was that person was trying to prove a point. It's like, who gets to decide what's religion and what isn't?
Right.
I believe that was his point, to say, well, why do they get to? Because it's been established, I mean, you look at Mormons, they didn't come around until, God, when was that? Like 1800s or something?
Yeah, mid 1800s, yeah.
Yeah. I think Joseph Smith even ran for president. I believe he did.
Did he? No, he ran for no, surely not.
Let's see.
Because I got a bunch of Mormon friends. I know everything about Mormonism.
Yeah. Yep. It was
the Salamander letters.
First Latter-day Saint to seek the presidency and the first American presidential candidate to be assassinated. Joseph
Smith was assassinated?
Yeah. Yeah, they drug him out. They put him in prison, I think. If I'm remembering the story correctly, they put him in prison. They pulled him out of jail and shot him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let me look this up here. I think that's right, because I believe that prison or wherever it was is like a historical building now. I'd have to look it up again, but I think that's right or something. Todd is saying yes. Oh, that he did.
If Todd says yes, then yeah, it's right.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, that I mean, and let's be Thomas Jefferson also did not like the way that people treated the Quakers. Are you familiar with the Quakers?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't like the way that they were persecuted, and they were. Back in the day, that was one of the reasons why he came out so hard against religious institutions, was because of that kind of stuff.
Okay, religion. Let's get off religion for a second.
I agree.
Good Lord. Mark Van Kuren. Have you ever heard from Mark Van Kuren?
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone for about an hour once.
What do you think about him?
I think he's a politician.
100%. I think he is a educator that has been lifted up and got some power underneath him, thinking he's a House representative that his shit don't stink. And he supports public school buildings and admins. And that's what I think.
That's true. Yeah. But if you talk to him, when I get a second, Mormon leader killed by mob.
Todd, you killing me with the Mormon shit, dude.
Mormon leader killed by mob. Yeah, I think that was in a jail. I can't actually click on that link right now, so forgive me. But anyway, what were you saying?
Are you going to run against Mark Van Kuren?
Well, he's not my representative.
Oh, damn. Who's your rep?
Nichols.
Woo!
Yeah, Nichols. Mr. Monroe. I've never had that man call me back. I actually called him out for it on Twitter once. He never even responded to my tweet, which doesn't surprise me. So, if this school board thing doesn't work out, I do intend to run for something. I haven't figured out which one yet. What do you think I should run for? State rep or Senate?
I think you should start with state rep and then go to Senate. I mean, that seems to be the order. I think that seems to be the order of shit.
Yeah, that's typical. I mean, I've seen people get elected that I thought, no way.
Yeah.
We got people like Nathan Dahm that call an atheist religious.
Yeah, and you got people like Logan Phillips that don't even, they sneak into these fucking positions that aren't opposed, and they become House reps, and then the caucus gets them, and they're like, you're going to do what we say, and we're going to support you. It's such a game.
It is a game. I've never played it before. I'm not, so great at that kind of stuff, but what I do have is motivation to change shit. And I'm,
Do you not think that everybody that goes up there has motivation to change shit though? And it's like once you step across that threshold, they're like, oh, here, drink this water.
No, I think a lot of them go in there for the wrong reasons, whether it be clout, whether it be to, make their family name bolstered in some way, or to become extremely wealthy, because we see it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Where they get in office and then all of a sudden, become multimillionaires somehow, some way.
Even on the state level. Yeah.
Right. So the one person I have not seen do that in any way was Bernie Sanders.
Stop with the Bernie Sanders shit.
I mean, it's right though.
I've already conceded that though. Why we got to go back to that?
Bernie. Go Bernie. As somebody actually at that Republican Women of Broken Arrow, that meeting that I spoke at, somebody asked me why I was a Bernie supporter, because they're like, you're not a liberal. I'm like, oh yeah, if you dig into it, yeah, you probably won't like me. But it's like he's the liberals' version of Trump. He's anti-establishment, period.
He is.
He always has been.
I'm kind of curious how Dana Prieto is going to do this, because he's in there for 4 years. But I called him like 2 days ago. I texted him and whatever. He's like, right now I can't talk because I'm fixing to go trap beavers.
Nice.
That's what he does for a living. He's a trapper. He traps animals for people to get them off their land and stuff. He's like, but 2 days ago, I mean, this is the newly elected senator for our district, and he's still having to work to provide for his family. And I'm like, this dude he may do it. I don't know.
Yeah, or he may just really like trapping.
I gotta love a man that loves his job. And Chris Banning's the same way. I have high hopes. I think there's going to be a run for Governor Banning one day. I really do.
Yeah, Chris and I don't agree on a lot of stuff, but I think he has a good heart. I think he's there for the right reasons. And I mean, you really can't, say anything bad about that. Gilcrease Hillbilly. What's up, Billy? Thanks for coming. We appreciate you coming out.
Hey, Melissa, I appreciate you commenting, and don't worry about them British and them Canadians coming at you, because I got you, boo. I got you.
It's crazy, isn't it, Melissa? This is so weird. So I guess she started getting it the same day. I don't know if they got like a Chinese bot factory that they just keep producing these people. Who
Oh, Melissa
knows?
gets beat up daily. If y'all don't follow Melissa Remington, I'm gonna blast you out because you're on here now. Melissa Remington is a dear friend of mine. She runs Tulsa Parents Voice. She has been a phenomenal advocate for parents, and she gets beat the hell up.
Yeah, Governor Banning. And yes, she does, but she's also noticed an uptick in the number of crazy people coming out.
Yeah,
Shitting on us.
they're trying to discredit us and especially her, me, and then you recently, you've been getting like up there with the Ron hate mail.
Yeah, which it's probably a good thing that they banned me and not somebody else because I'm not wearing a MAGA hat, running
Right,
around
right.
preaching with the Bible, which would be, kind of, par for the course
Par for the course, yeah.
in terms of that. So it's hard for these people to come at me whenever I'm like, I'm not a Christian, not a conservative, don't
Who the
like
hell
Donald
is
Trump.
wearing MAGA hats and Trump shit? I don't understand.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to be colorful in the way I explain something, but you know what I mean.
I know. Warrior Queen, my
Todd, you've
profile.
been getting it too, buddy.
Yeah, Todd's been speaking up. He's
What?
been getting it. I see you on Twitter, Todd.
Warrior Queen. So I guess it's anybody that's I stand with Tim or hashtag I stand with Tim is getting shit on. Maybe. Well, no,
Yeah,
because
but
you haven't gotten any, have you? From
but I have
Ron?
not. I've taken some time off, so I really haven't been since that
True.
Vice article came out. I haven't really been on social media because I've been doing other shit. But
Yeah, it was that Vice article. That stupid lady.
it hit hard though. It hit hard.
It was a bullshit article. I mean, it's they removed 3,000 books. She put in the title that which most people are just going to read the headline, right?
Right.
Get a name from it and then run with that. They don't even read half the time. They didn't remove 3,000 books. They put them all back on the shelf after they looked through them.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with that. What's up, Tina?
Tina, you need to be on Twitter. It's a lot funner now. I guess funner is a word, but it's a lot more fun now that Elon bought it.
Yeah. Oh, somebody pointed out it was like Elon went and fired 75% of the employees, yet somehow it's still running just as it was before. It's like, what the hell were those people doing?
It's the same thing with the Ryan Walters. If Ryan Walters gets elected, all these teachers are going to quit the next day. I haven't heard of one fucking teacher quitting.
No, and in fact, I did hear from a teacher who said I had planned on quitting, but I'll just deal with it, and because these kids need me, and et cetera, et cetera. Because quitting as a teacher, you'd have to move to a different state, hope you could find a job, and I mean, how many people are going to be willing to do that when inflation is as high as it is right now?
Yeah, you're in the best state in the union as far as inflation is concerned.
Elon made Twitter great again.
That's right.
I mean, I've always liked Twitter. Seeing Alyssa Milano getting dragged yesterday was beautiful. I didn't. What happened? I missed something.
On
I guess.
Twitter. Yes, Todd, explain.
What happened?
I used to have a crush. I used to have a crush on Alyssa Milano.
She went batshit.
Oh, she went really, really left batshit.
Okay, so Alyssa Milano. Let me look through her Twitter real quick and see her tweeter. Thank you, Jonah Hill. Watch Stut. Oh, I thought that said sluts with a Z. Anyway, what happened? She returned her Tesla.
Yeah, she said, I'm not going to drive an EV car made by Elon Musk. I'm going to go buy a new car that's a EV from some other company.
Well, oh wow. Ben Jackson, she retweeted something that says, "My first tweet in a week to say that Volkswagen became a global brand after World War II when its new leader rejected Nazism. Tesla
Right.
became a global brand, and its CEO now wants to enable Nazism. That's
Have you
bullshit.
seen anything that Elon has done that's like enabling Nazism?
No, that's they somehow equate the freedom to speak and have an opinion that differs from the bubble livers with Nazism. It's fucking stupid. You know,
I don't necessarily agree with everything Elon Musk does, but I do believe he has an innate ability to love freedom.
everyone started pointing out that VW is made by Hitler. That's funny. Well, you know, facts don't care about your feelings, as they say.
That's right.
Fuck, man, that is hilarious. I'm with Elizabeth. Been waiting to buy a Tesla for months, and these people are just mad because he bought Twitter and fired these people who were pushing some agenda. Yeah, I tell you what, he needs to do the same thing with Google.
Somebody said that, I think. Yeah, they said first Twitter, now Google, or something like that. And Alyssa, if you don't like the way he's running Twitter, then go buy your ass fucking Twitter.
I missed this one. Tim would look good in a MAGA hat. Tim, they assume you're MAGA, you're anti-pedo.
He is anti-pedo. I can vouch for that.
I can't understand how anybody could look at a child and think sex.
Or minor attracted people, you know, the map.
I can't do it.
Follow the map, follow the map, follow the map.
Wow. A man was arrested after throwing up Heil Hitler salutes and screaming of a race war in the busy airport. What the hell? Oh my God.
That's kind of shitty in the airport.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in your front yard, that's one thing, but if you're in the airport, yeah.
They can't control him. I assume you're referring to Elon.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Rat race? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that.
You ain't never seen Rat Race?
No.
I haven't either.
I mean, I'm living in a rat race, but I've never actually seen it.
Tim, let's talk about school board elections.
Let's do it.
We got about 15, 20 minutes left. You're going to run for school board election, Ward 3. Rhonda from the GOP, and I don't mind blasting her out. She's going to run a couple of candidates as well over here in Owasso.
Rhonda from is she from Owasso?
No, she's the chairman for the GOP for Tulsa County.
Oh, okay.
And she called me the other day and she said, "Hey, I got 2 candidates I want to run. I know that you said you're going to go with Tim." I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Okay, well, I got 2 candidates. I'm going to send you your way and vet them and this and that." I said, "Okay." But then we got Moms of Liberty. Talk a little bit about that. What do you think about that?
What's that? Moms for Liberty?
Moms for Liberty.
Well, you know, the only issue I take is that when people outside of the community start throwing in people, because they're, I don't know, it feels like it's the same thing as the issue I take when money comes from outside of a state for state elections. It's like a community election. You got people coming in, you know, putting their stuff into the local community. I mean, that's their right. If the people live there and are registered to vote there, sure, they can run. But if it's being funded by and pushed by outside people, you know, I don't know. It seems a little.
Tim, you don't ever ask me questions. Ask me that question.
Well, what do you think of it, Ron?
Here's what I think about it. I have a daughter that goes to Bigsby Public Schools. And I have never, ever went down there and said, "I'm going to run this person at Bigsby Schools."
Right.
I went to Moms for Liberty and I said, "Do y'all have a candidate that I can get behind and support?"
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard from Moms for Liberty. I don't go to Tulsa and to Melissa's backyard and say, "I got a candidate I'm going to run." I go to Melissa and I say, "Melissa, do you have a candidate you need me to support?"
In Tulsa.
In Tulsa.
Right.
Just like Rhonda called me and said, I've got 2 candidates. I want you to vet them and see which one you want to support.
Right.
That's what you do. These are our backyards that we know the community, we know the people, we know the standards. To come in and say we're going to do this, being from the outside of the community, it's kind of a turnoff. And I love Moms for Liberty. I don't want to be a dog on Moms for Liberty. I love y'all, ladies. You know I love you. Just
for sure.
Just pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're thinking. Help us out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. And coming from us together, I mean, you know, I have a liberal view and you have a conservative view. So, you know, together we can look at somebody and see whether, because, you know, I don't want extremists in any way. I don't want a religious, I don't want a left-wing extremist, and I don't want a right-wing extremist. Well, I certainly don't want a religious extremist in there, but
not in public schools. You don't. I don't either.
For sure not.
And even like David Crow down there in Jinx.
David
he said,
Crow, that name sounds familiar. He
said, why don't you stay up there in Owasso and deal with the Owasso bullshit, and I'll stay down here in Jinx. Okay, buddy. I don't live in Jinx.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have been invited to these places to speak on others' behalf. There are people that, you know, for whatever reason are either unable to or not willing to stand up and do it. So
I think that we can say shit that other people can't say for whatever reason.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, if the community reaches out, you know, it's like being a representative without being elected.
Exactly. We can bitch as much as we want.
Right.
And we can say the shit that other parents that text us or message us say, would you please do this? Would you please do that? Would you please say this?
And the other politicians can't say.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, not that I have politicians knocking down my door from any side saying, hey, you know, I got to get this message out or whatever. Because even if they did that, I'd probably wouldn't do it unless I agreed with it.
I would. That's a truthful comment right there. Because
yeah,
I've had many politicians reach out to me, and I'm like, and I'll send it to you. I'll be like, why is this motherfucker follow me?
It is strange though, but
it is so strange.
I think people appreciate what we're trying to do here, but I think some of them are afraid to make publicly known that they're in favor of it. But I think in the back of everybody's minds, they realize that this country has gone extremist in both directions, and it's not a good thing. You know,
you got to come back to the middle.
Yeah, I think most people agree with each other.
Pull up Todd's last.
I was just got beat up in Owasso, which is why I feel I have a say. Now, what happened in Owasso?
Did you like physically get beat up? Because I can handle that shit.
Those parents would probably get fired from their jobs if they did. Exactly.
Yeah, I happen to work for myself, so I don't get fired.
As do I.
And Tim works for himself, so he doesn't get fired. So we have this cliche, this niche that we can say what we want without worrying about getting fired from our bosses because we're small business owners. So,
and I'll be honest, at this point, I don't even think saying things like fucking shit on the air and video that can be replayed to people is going to prevent me from being able to run for some kind of a.
I absolutely know it won't.
Yeah, I really don't think it will. So it's alcohol induced stupidity. Hey, I know what you mean.
Oh my God, that's such a good comment.
That's why I don't drink.
That's why. Who is American Mom?
I don't know. American Mom, better late than never. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. We actually only got about 11 minutes left because we both said that we're going to bounce in an hour. I'm finally starting to get my voice back a little bit. I don't want to kill it off too much. I really need to quit smoking. Ron, you and me both.
We both do. Because I told you before we came on, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I will. I got either, what was it I said, the shingles or cancer or What was the other one?
I don't
Pulled
remember.
muscle.
Pulled muscle. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, in my back, my upper right back, then like all the way around my side on my right, underneath my man boob, it's like on fire. So my wife, who is a nurse practitioner, went to Atwoods and bought this fucking huge needle, and she just jabbed me in the back with something. I don't know what it was,
Took
but it
care of it though.
feels much better now.
Non-smokers are smexy. I agree.
I don't.
agree.
You ain't never met me, son.
I had quit once for like 3 months. I actually used pot to quit smoking. Every time I wanted to smoke a cigarette.
Oh my god! You said you quit smoking cigarettes to smoke nasty ass pot.
Well, no, I was already smoking pot, so it didn't matter. So every time I'd want a cigarette, I'd take a hit off the joint, and I did that for I don't know, a week or two, and then I just didn't need it anymore.
I would really probably
started
be in
smoking
prison if I didn't
cigars.
smoke.
Uh-oh, I lost Ron. Oh, you're back.
I would really probably be in prison if I didn't smoke.
Oh, cigarettes. Yeah, man, it's the worst decision of my life, to be honest with you.
It really be on mine too.
I used to have the best voice. I mean, it was, deep bass voice, but
pull up Todd's last
start
comment.
dipping. Tell him, Ron.
Here's a story. When my daughter was born, my first daughter was born in 2005. I said, I'm going to quit smoking. So I quit smoking for 3 days. I started dipping. After the first 3 days, now for like 17 years, I have smoked and dipped.
And I can attest to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoked and dipped. Yeah.
Yep.
Has that screwed up your lips at all?
No, my teeth and lips and stuff are good. But I'm only 45, but I brush my teeth real good, but got all my real teeth and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy because I drink NOS and that shit's just rotting my teeth away. It's sad that the sugar, I assume it's the sugar, maybe just the acidity in general is worse on your teeth than freaking dip.
And I want to be an example for kids. Don't dip, don't smoke, don't drink, don't have sex. There's shit out there that won't wash up.
Don't have sex.
Soap and water.
Don't have sex. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that. It's like, you're going to ruin your child. I've had people tell me that. You're ruining your child. They're not going to know what reality is. And I'm like, that's funny. I don't rely on a book to teach my children about sex and life and all of that stuff. But if you want to rely on that, then
Tim, I know that your children and my children absolutely know what reality of life is.
Right. Yes, they do. I remember
I've heard you talk to your child. You've heard me talk to my children. You know this.
Yeah. Here's a funny story. I actually felt bad about the Santa Claus shit. Doing the whole Santa Claus, and doing the presents or whatever, because I felt like I was manipulating my kids, like the ignorance of children. And I want to bring this up. Do not spit dip into empty doctor. Oh my God.
That's
I've done this before.
For real.
I've done this before.
American Mom has drank off of a Dr. Pepper bottle that has had spit in it.
Not just spit, but dip spit. And
American Mom, I'll tell you right now, American Mom, I swallow.
Ooh, nasty. That ulcer, maybe that's an ulcer, that pain.
It might be. I'm not trying to go out of here looking good, Tim. I'm trying to go out here looking like I had a good time.
Let's see. All young people should heed Ron's advice. It's terrible. And my kids have witnessed the downturn of my voice, because 5 years ago I could still sing pretty good, but it's just gotten worse and worse. You
have a great voice now. I can't imagine what it was like 5 years ago.
Man, just imagine what it was like 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I used to sing opera.
I bet. I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, it was. I used to have this friend from high school. We actually hooked back up in college. We lived in the same dorm together, and he would do acid and because I would have to practice my Italian arias that I was singing, and he would go in there, turn all the lights off, and he was doing this acid, and I would just sing to this dude, and it wasn't like in a gay way. He's like,
okay.
He's like, man, that is like the coolest. Oh my God. Because I guess the colors or whatever. I've never done acid, so I don't know. Or maybe it was mushrooms. It might have been mushrooms. I'm not sure, but he
You've never done mushrooms or acid?
No. Oh, look.
Would you? Oh, we got some triple X.
Yeah, baby. What is oh my God. I got
We've hit the big time when you get the triple X on there, son. Oh my God.
Tim was the OG Mariah Carey. If Mariah sounded like this, maybe.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is that I wasn't Justin Timberlake just got kicked in the nuts kind of voice, Yeah, that's good stuff. Now it's more like Johnny Cash,
Yeah, like flipping the bird, Johnny Cash. What the fuck is triple X? Somebody is watching us.
That's a bot.
Hey, Blue Dot, just come on. You ain't got to fuck with us. Just come on, Blue Dot.
Shit, I'm gonna tell you said that, Ron.
Gina Nelson, just come on. Just come on. Joy Hoffmeister, just come on.
That's got to be Stephanie.
Stephanie, just come on. I've invited Stephanie too. Stephanie, come on.
Actually, you know what? That may be Nathan Dahm.
It may be Nathan Dahm, Matt McCoyne. God, there's so many of them, dude.
Mark Owsley.
Have
you talked to Mark?
No, lately? we need to have Mark on again.
We do.
Though.
Yeah, he needs to come on
Tuesday. Let's do Tuesday.
So there was some you brought up earlier, and I was going to bring this up. It is important that when you go and try to advocate and lobby your school, it is very, very important that you follow all of the rules and procedures. And even if what they're doing is bullshit, and I say that because the moment that you get out of line and you do something that is wrong, that's when it doesn't matter what they were doing that was wrong, because now the focus is on you and you've done something shitty. So even if you have a good story to tell and something shitty happened to you at the hands of the school, if you take it too far and you do something stupid, that story is not going to get heard in the same way. People just aren't going to buy it.
We're going to get into more context on what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Not on this episode, but two rights or two wrongs don't make a right. Is what he's saying. You can't go up to the school and act like an asshole and expect to be treated with respect. You can't do that. You have to follow the rules, whatever they are.
Right. Yeah, because then you lose your ability to make that point. And it's not right, but that's the way it is. And matter of fact, that's what I've raised my kids. I'm like, look, I can advocate you in ways at the school that you can't. So if the school does something fucked up to you, you need to tell me about it. Don't react to it. Don't throw a fit. Just let me deal with it, because the moment that you throw a fit or do something that's outside of what's considered okay, now the focus is on what you did wrong, not what they did wrong. And Correct. It's going to be more difficult for me to advocate for you in the future. So, that's very important. And as Ron said, there's some, kind of backstory to that comment. But I just want to preface that moving forward.
I think we need to address that a little bit, maybe next show or whatever, because I think that's important, because parents, they do get emotional, because you and I are two of the most emotional creatures I know, and we want the right to be right now. Yeah. But sometimes you have to follow the process and take the hits and be patient and go through the process. And that's all I'm saying. So, yeah,
it is hard for me, because I do want shit done now,
right.
It's patience is not one of my virtues. So,
it's one of mine though, right? I'm all kinds of fucking patient.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's American Mom. Most schools are good schools. It's the admin and a handful of teachers who are spoiling it for the rest. Good one is, yeah. I mean, 100%. Can't disagree with that at all.
Who the fuck is American Mom? Y'all,
I don't know.
quit.
I don't
That's
know.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Fake ass names. I'm calling you out, American Mom. Tell me what your name is. At least send me a DM.
Now
or
that's
something.
on YouTube. So
Oh, it is on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
on YouTube. So that's not Facebook.
Oh, thank you, American Mom, for being
Yeah.
a new subscriber.
Yeah. Deadgum patience belongs to none of us. Yeah, it took me a long time to realize that, everything just takes forever. I mean, it just does.
There's
But,
a time to be ignorant, and there's a time to be
and
diplomatic.
the school isn't that place because they have a very good reason of needing to be
100%.
strict on what they do, and I support that completely.
100%. You have to as a parent.
Yeah, you're dealing with kids. Of course you should lay down the law when you need to. But
because our kids are not the only kids at that school that don't need to be involved in a bunch of bullshit that we think is righteous or whatever. So, mind your P's and Q's, understand where you're at, and let the course of events take the course of events they're going to take, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I will say also context matters. If you're in the parking lot at 8:00 at night talking to a guy that you've been friends with for 2 years, I mean, what I mean?
Or if you're in a parking lot, or if you're in a board meeting screaming coward and you're a liar at 10:30 in the morning and you get pulled out, I mean, there's always context.
Was that in the morning?
Yeah, it was in the fucking morning.
Yeah, and that wasn't me, by the way. I didn't
was
do that.
Completely me. There's video There's no way I'll ever be able to run for office because of that.
You might be able to run for office because of that.
I don't know.
This day and age. Anyway, so we're up on the hour, Ron. Did you have anything else?
I don't. Tuesday. Good stuff coming Tuesday.
Yeah, man. What day is Tuesday? What is
it? The 29th, 30th? No, today's the 27th, 29th.
And what is today?
27th.
Oh, yeah, 29th. Okay. I don't know why. You know what? It's getting late.
It's because you smoked that Reggie, man. It's because you smoked that.
I actually haven't smoked in about a month or two.
Have you not?
Yeah, no, I don't smoke much. I don't drink hardly ever either. I actually haven't since that day I said that I drink. I haven't drank anything.
You really haven't drank any more of that? Oh my God!
Yeah, it's been sitting here beside me the whole time. I still got a case of beer in my. Well, I think my wife pulled it out of the fridge because we just bought a new fridge, and so it's sitting in the kitchen, just getting old.
Yeah.
Oh, something I discovered on Thanksgiving. My family, they can a lot of stuff. The family out in Shakota, they literally canned beef and chicken.
No, you can't can beef and chicken.
Dude, it tastes like
Shut the fuck up.
It tastes like Vienna sausages. It's in a glass jar with the.
You ate it?
Yeah, it was 3 years old.
Oh my God.
3 years old. Yeah. And it had like a ring of grease around it, because they boil it in the water in the bottle. And then it pops suctions the thing down,
Please stop fucking talking.
Well, what do you think Spam is?
I love Spam. Stop.
It's like a mixture of Spam and Vienna sausages. It was actually really good. Yeah.
Oh
it's 3-year-old meat though. Think of that. Yeah, I'm like, dang, I'd be afraid to do it myself though, but I'm like, if I get sick, I'm suing your ass.
Right, but who are you gonna sue? Your cousin? No, you can't sue your cousin. I'm gonna sue Spam.
No, it was good though. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know about this. Ooh. But no, it was good.
Todd says he knows what to do with your beer.
I'll drink it eventually. I have one maybe, I don't know, every few months or so. But
he does not drink. I'll tell y'all, I drink. Y'all know that I drink. I like to drink. I'm a drinker. Yeah. But Tim does not drink.
Yeah. I will drink. I just I just don't, as a general rule. Anyway,
I don't
all right,
follow fucking rules. Tim?
all right. Well, we'll catch you guys on Tuesday. We will be here Tuesday at 7:00. So tune in for more Loudmouths Tuesday at 10.
We'll see you there.
Used to can possum. It's the other white meat.
Oh my God. We got to end on that.
All right. We're gonna end on the possum. We'll see you later, sir. Have a good one. We'll catch you on Tuesday.